Clark Gable's hat to a bust of James Dean, to Charlton Heston's gear from Ben-Hur. Hollywood collectibles are a diverse and in-demand commodity. Clearly, for Greg Schreiner, his memorabilia madness began with Marilyn Monroe.
I fell in love with Marilyn when my parents took me to see Some Like It Hot, and I looked up at the screen and saw this incredible creature. Then I said, I've got to start collecting on this lady, and I did.
Schreiner has since amassed over 1,000 Monroe mementos.
I have a large doll collection from the Franklin Mint. So it's a very visual, fun way to sort of have Marilyn in your house.
So what's this memorabilia collector's advice on how to get in on this hot collectible?
Books, I started collecting from the very beginning, and I'm grateful for that. It's a great resource for me.
As Greg's house attests, the only limit on your collection of Hollywood memorabilia is your imagination and your wallet. In the case of Marilyn Monroe, the competition can border on insanity.
Someone paid $200,000 for a picture of her dog. So I guess anything associated with Marilyn, of course, the famous dress from the Kennedy birthday party went for $1.4 million. That's a lot of money for one dress.
Schreiner suggests collectors set financial limits and stick to them. Sometimes he loses out, but other times he wins big. Take this haunting image, captured by photographer Milton Green.
The Milton Green I paid $199 for, and I would say today it's valued in the $3,000 to $5,000 range. So a fairly good investment, I think.
So was this personal check signed August 4th, 1962, the day before Marilyn died. Greg picked this up for a modest $100.
It was written to her housekeeper, and it may be one of the last things she ever signs. I would say this today could be worth anywhere from $5,000 upwards.
Now you may be saying, books and dolls I can find, but how do I start looking for these more personal items?
This is her director's chair from 20th Century Fox. As you can see, the Marilyn logo, this is a very typical kind of thing they did for the stars. So they had a place to sit when they were between takes, and makes me wonder how many wonderful movies this particular chair saw of Marilyn. The couch is very unique in that poor Marilyn didn't get to sit in it. It arrived the day before she died and was still in the packing crate when she died.
Greg often checks the want ads for collectibles, with a trick up his sleeve for spotting fakes.
The ad appeared actually in the Los Angeles Times, Marilyn Monroe's refrigerator. Well, one always is a little leery of that sort of thing in the newspaper, so I went out to see the refrigerator, and unbeknownst to the people that were selling it, I actually owned a photo of the refrigerator from Marilyn's home that was taken at the time, so I knew exactly what it was supposed to look like, and lo and behold, it was that refrigerator.
Over the past 18 years, Schreiner's Hollywood mania has expanded beyond Marilyn to include 175 rare costumes worn by screen luminaries such as Bob Hope and Shirley MacLaine.
There's something very exciting about thinking of all the major stars that I have in my closet here, and they're all kind of rustling together, these major stars that I only before as a little boy saw on the screen.
Schreiner offers basic tips for preserving these delicate mementos.
The very best way to preserve a costume, at least in your home setting, would be to put it in acid-free boxes and wrap it in acid-free tissue. I keep a walk-in cedar-lined closet, and I also have everything on padded hangers so there's less pressure on the items.
And $1,000, anyone else at $1,000 on the internet, sold for $1,000.
Today, Schreiner's ready to hit another auction and broaden his collection of Hollywood memorabilia.
My very first thing I ever got at an auction was a Marilyn Monroe dress. And it was the most exciting thing that ever happened to me. And my God, I owned something she actually wore. It was like an unbelievable experience. And I said, this is definitely where I belong.
The auction, organized by Profiles in History, has movie collectors clamoring for over 500 lots of memorabilia. Greg's first bid, a Julie Andrews gown.
800, I had 50, 9.
When an internet bidder tops his $1,000 cutoff, Greg's out of the running. Greg's next goal is the beautiful beaded gown worn by Lucille Ball in the 1943 film Du Barry Was a Lady. This time, the internet bidder backs down. $1,700 later, Greg is ready to add another padded hanger to the closet.
I got very excited. I couldn't help myself. I love a challenge, and I think it's a classic piece. It's Lucille Ball.
Greg ultimately hopes to inspire other collectors to capture a little piece of their own favorite shooting stars.
Go with where your heart and passion is. If you've got someone you feel really strongly about, go for that person, no matter what you, again, think the value will be. One will bring you the pleasure, and you never know. That person may become the new celebrity icon of the next generation.